Welcome to your channel that teaches you corporate English every day.
When we talk about the marketing funnel, we are not talking about a theory or a textbook model. We are talking about how human beings make decisions before they buy from you. In B2B, especially in services like consulting, agency work, legal, accounting, or technology services, people do not wake up one day and close a contract immediately. They move through mental stages. Those stages are what the marketing funnel describes. The funnel exists not because marketers invented it, but because the human brain does not trust, consider, and buy in one single step, especially in B2B, where money is higher. Decisions are rational and risk matters. If you sell B2B services, understanding the funnel is not optional, because without it, you will always expect instant sales from audiences that are not ready. And then you will think marketing doesn't work when in fact you are asking the funnel to skip its own nature. The funnel has 3 macro stages: awareness, consideration, and conversion. But before we go into each one, you must understand this principle. A person can only convert after they trust you. And they can only trust you after they understand you exist and what you do. You cannot demand conversion from someone who is still in the first stage mentally. The funnel is nothing more than aligning your strategy with the psychological stage of the buyer. Now let's go stage by stage, always thinking of B2B services as our example. Awareness: I did not know you existed at the top of the funnel. The only goal is to make the right people discover that you exist and understand at a basic level what you do. This is not about convincing them to buy yet. The buyer at this stage is not comparing, not budgeting, not negotiating, they are just discovering. If you run a B2B service, for example, a consulting firm that helps companies reduce operational waste, awareness means putting yourself in front of decision makers who suffer from the problems you solve. Even before they start looking for a consultant, good awareness does not try to sell. It educates, states a problem clearly, surfaces a pain point, or reveals a risk they did not consider. If awareness tries to convert, it fails, because conversion is not what the brain is doing in that stage. In awareness, you are not trying to win the deal. You're trying to enter the mental map of the buyer. Examples of awareness actions for B2B services: content that reveals a problem the market ignores, benchmarks or statistics that expose inefficiencies, short educational posts or videos that name a pain, being visible in channels where decision makers already spend attention at this stage. The company that educates first wins position, not the company that sells first. Transition to consideration: maybe I should pay attention to this once awareness has been established. The brain moves into a new mental mode. Instead of ignoring you, it evaluates whether you might be relevant. This is the bridge between awareness and consideration. People do not jump from "I discovered you" to send contract. They go through a stage of, should I give attention to this? This is the stage where people begin to compare, question, and search for credibility. They do not assume you are the right option. They try to find out if you are serious, competent, and different. If awareness is about existence, consideration is about trust and relevance. Consideration: I am now evaluating if you could be the solution. In the consideration stage, the buyer already knows who you are. Now they want reasons to take you seriously. They are not ready to buy, but they are ready to analyze. And here is where most B2B service providers fail. They try to push conversion messages to people who are still collecting information. In B2B, nobody buys a service without justification. They need proof, logic, clarity, and confidence that working with you will not become a risk. In this stage, you do not shout "buy now." You show competence and reduce uncertainty. Examples of consideration actions in B2B: case studies with before-after results, demonstrations of process. Not only benefits clarifying how you work and why your method is safer or smarter, publishing insights that reveal expertise at depth, not surface claims, social proof from similar companies or sectors. Consideration is the stage where authority is built. If you are invisible or silent in this stage, the buyer will assume someone else is more capable. Transition to conversion: I could work with them if the conditions make sense. After a buyer has seen enough to believe you might be a valid solution, The mind shifts into practicality. If I choose this provider, what will actually happen? What is the cost? What is the risk? Is it easy to proceed? Will I regret this? This is the emotional barrier most companies ignore. Buyers do not move to conversion because they want to buy. They move because you eliminated reasons not to buy. Conversion. I am ready to make a decision. Conversion is not persuasion. It is removal of doubt. If the funnel was respected in the previous stages, conversion becomes a natural outcome, not a miracle. In B2B services, conversion actions include clear proposals with no confusion, defined next steps. Not vague offers, reduced friction, quick call, audit. Diagnostic meeting, risk removal mechanisms, trial, pilot. Proof of concept, confidence signals at the moment of decision conversion. In B2B rarely means buy now, it often means book a call, request a proposal, or enter a diagnostic stage. Conversion is the handoff between marketing and sales. If someone reaches the bottom of the funnel and still hesitates, the problem was not in conversion, it was in an earlier stage that you tried to skip. Asterisk. Understanding the funnel intellectually is not enough. The power comes when you apply it to how you design messages, content, and actions. The most common mistake in B2B marketing is speaking to the bottom of the funnel while the audience is still at the top. In other words, trying to force a decision before the brain is ready for it. If someone is in awareness and you show them a proposal, they ignore you. If someone is in consideration and you show them a beginner explanation, they think you are weak. If someone is ready to convert and you keep educating, they get bored and leave. Most marketing problems are not problems of traffic or budget. They are misalignment between message and stage. How to think in stages when crafting messages. You don't create content. You create stage-specific communications at awareness. The ideal message is, here is a pain you didn't realize is costing you, a consideration. The ideal message is, here is proof that we solve this pain better than others, a conversion. The ideal message is, here is how to start working with us safely, clearly, and with low friction. If you invert this logic, you kill the funnel. The role of time and repetition. Another mistake is assuming the funnel is instant. In B2B services especially, awareness often takes weeks or months before someone even moves to consideration. Decision makers observe silently. They watch your consistency, tone, seriousness, and confidence. They rarely engage early, but they are still watching. Silence does not mean disinterest. It often means the brain is still moving through the earlier stages. You are planting trust long before you receive a lead. That is why funnels that are rushed always collapse. A practical B2B example: agency or consulting scenario. Imagine you sell SEO consulting for B2B companies. If you run ads or publish content to CEOs who never heard of you, you don't start with, book a consulting session now. You start with awareness messaging like, most companies lose 40% of qualified traffic due to misaligned search intent, and they don't notice. That statement does not sell, it activates attention. Then in consideration, once they are curious and aware of the problem, you show, here is how a manufacturing client increased inbound leads by 3.4x after fixing intent misalignment. This does not ask for a contract, it shows that you know what you're doing. Only then, when they already believe you are competent, you present a conversion call to action. If you want to know what your gap is, we can run a diagnostic audit. That is how a B2B funnel feels natural. No force, no pressure. Just matching the stage of the mind. The funnel is not linear for everyone. People do not move through the funnel like steps on a staircase. Some need months in awareness. Some jump from awareness to conversion if the pain is urgent. Some leave and return later after months of exposure. This means your marketing engine must serve all three stages simultaneously, not sequentially. If your brand only talks to awareness, people ready to buy will have nothing to act on. If you only talk to conversion, new audiences will ignore you. A real funnel is not a pipeline you drag people through. It is a multi-layer system running in parallel. Biggest errors companies make with the funnel: they publish content without knowing which stage it serves. Random output is not marketing, it is noise. They ask for conversion to early premature selling creates resistance, not sales. They skip the consideration stage entirely. They never prove competence, only claim it. They assume people will remember them without repetition, awareness, without frequency evaporates. They measure the wrong things. They judge awareness campaigns using conversion metrics and then think it failed.